WCBI News at 10 starts now.
Starkville residents have their say on a proposed tax and an open alderman seat today. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Quentin Smith. A citywide election was held to decide an additional 1% tax on food and drink in the city. That money will go towards a new sports facility and to help maintain current parks. Now, at this time, we're still waiting on official results, but observers are reporting strong support for the move. And since this is a tax issue, it'll have to pass by a 60% margin. 4 or 5 voters had a separate item on their ballots, the representative on the city's Board of Aldermen. And with unofficial numbers, it appears that Ham Beatty will take that vacant position with roughly 50% of the votes. At this time, we understand there are some affidavit ballots that still need to be counted. A large group of concerned residents came out to the Lowndes County School Board meeting tonight. They were there to support 3 reassigned Caledonia High School teachers. Now, those teachers, they're fighting that decision, hoping to continue teaching in Caledonia. During tonight's meeting, the board decided to wait 2 more weeks before making a final decision.
Well, in my opinion, I think that I don't expect them to overturn the reassignments. I expect the reassignments to go through. And in my opinion, these teachers are being reassigned as a form of retaliation.
Now, the board also discussed the district superintendent search during tonight's meeting. The public will have a chance to speak out on a proposal by Tupelo's major thoroughfare committee that's causing some controversy. The committee held a special meeting to look at the project in phase 6 of the major thoroughfare plan. Now, an original proposal calls for improvements on Jackson Street from Clayton Avenue to Robin Street. However, an alternate plan would add 1 block to that project, extending from Robin Street to Madison Street. Now, that addition is causing some concern. Some say the price tag is too high, and the work could negatively impact Tupelo's oldest neighborhood, which is Highland Circle. As a result, members are now planning a public input session.
We all use these major thoroughfares. This is not a neighborhood road. Yes, it goes through a neighborhood. Almost all of our thoroughfares in some way affect neighborhoods. So just because you don't live here doesn't mean you're not using that thoroughfare. If you use Main Street, if you use Jackson Street, if you live in West Tupelo, if you live in East Tupelo, this issue affects all of us.
Now, the original proposal would cost roughly $6 million. The extra block would add $3 million to the price tag. The public hearing is set for June 17th at Tupelo City Hall. Well, it is now time to turn our attention over to weather. Meteorologist Kendall Smith is standing by with a first look at our forecast. Kendall?
Hey Quentin, well, a pleasant evening in downtown Louisville, Mississippi, where temperatures are currently sitting at 69 degrees. Dew point is 67, so it is a little muggy out there if you're headed out and about. Temperatures across the board are sitting much in the same, mid-70s, 74 in Columbus, 76 in Tupelo, a little cooler 72 in Starkville, and then 74 in Winona. So as we go throughout your evening hours, temperatures will drop down into the upper 80s, variable cloudy skies, calm winds out of the northwest. But keep on watering those plants because lots of sunshine and warmer temperatures are on the way.
Thanks so much, Kendall. A New York-style New Year's Eve party will ring in 2020. That announcement was made at the newest addition to the Fair Park District in Tupelo. As our Allie Martin reports, the city is realizing big benefits from a public-private partnership that started years ago.
Tupelo Mayor Jason Shelton has wanted the All-America City to host its own New Year's Eve gala. But until Fair Park Towers was built, there wasn't a suitable location.
I'm extremely excited about the partnership with Century Construction, the other sponsors, to make this happen. It's a true public-private partnership. I think it'll be a great addition, great quality of life event right here in downtown Tupelo.
That partnership allows the city to develop infrastructure while companies like Century Construction purchase property in the Fair Park District for development. Colin Maloney owns Century Construction. He will design and build a Tupelo-themed ball to bring in the new year. Century's new headquarters was built in hopes of attracting more development to the area.
Without the city of Tupelo, we wouldn't be able to get this thing out of the ground. They financed the road, sidewalks, and our main Fair Park plaza there.
The city has seen a big return on its investment in the Fair Park area. In fact, The lot where I'm standing will eventually be phase 2 of Fair Park Towers. Once that is 50% leased, construction will start.
We are very unique in the country where we have the opportunity to double the size of our downtown with new investment, and we're so proud of that investment. We've exceeded the $130 million mark in private investment over since Fair Park has started.
Fair Park Towers is the first major office development in more than 40 years in Tupelo. Allie Martin, WCBI News.
The Fair Park District first started in 1999 when the city issued $22 million in bonds to buy the 50-acre property for urban renewal. Senator Thad Cochran's legacy and impact on his home state of Mississippi are being remembered today. Cochran died early this morning in Oxford at the age of 81. It's been 14 months since Cochran resigned from his Senate seat due to health reasons. He first served in the House from 1972 to 1978 before being elected to the Senate, where he became the 10th longest member of that chamber. Courtney Ann Jackson speaks with those who worked with Cochran about his impact on Mississippi politics.
Thank you for this wonderful honor and wonderful challenge that lies ahead.
That was Thad Cochran's last victory speech in 2014. Then Congressman Greg Harper was alongside him for much of that campaign.
What a gentleman, a statesman. I'm going to miss him so much. I can't think of anybody that encouraged me more or helped me in small ways over the years. And really just, I think, inspired not just me, but countless others to get involved in politics.
Cochran's being remembered for his work across party lines, but not in a bulldog manner.
He showed us how to work. If you wanted to get something great done, particularly in Washington, D.C., you had to be willing to work in a bipartisan manner. I don't remember ever hearing Senator Cochran criticize anybody across the aisle, and that's why he was loved by all.
Those who knew and worked with him will tell you he was known as the quiet persuader.
He was as comfortable walking among the cabins in the Neshoba County Fair as he was entering the Oval Office. And he was just a kind, gentle soul. But I think people need to understand that gentleness did not mean it was a weakness about him. He was as strong and determined when he set his mind to something as anyone I've ever known.
He held significant power in the Senate, even at the time of his resignation, serving as chairman of the Senate Appropriations Committee, a role that put the control of Congress's purse strings largely in his hands.
Mississippi's interests are going to continue to be well protected here in the Senate.
We miss his leadership on subject matters that are of importance: agriculture, health care, education, all those things that are really critical to Mississippi. Thad Cochran was an anchor to do the best to make things better.
Courtney Ann Jackson, WCBI News.
Well, your beach forecast looks great if you're headed down to the coast this weekend with clear skies and warm temperatures. But we could see a stray shower or two in our area. More on those details coming up next.
AccuWeather forecast with meteorologist Kendall Smith.
Well, a quiet evening in Starkville. This is looking out the junction on Mississippi State's campus, but it will not be quiet for long as the baseball regionals head there this weekend. It's currently 72 degrees. Dew point is at 68, so it is a little muggy if you're headed out and about this evening. Temperatures are sitting in the mid-70s, 74 in Columbus, 72 a little cooler in Starkville, 73 in Louisville, and 75 in Macon. And as we go throughout your overnight hours, temperatures will drop into the low 70s and upper 60s with mostly cloudy skies. Wind will be warm or calm out of the northwest. So this is our current setup on satellite and radar. Not seeing a whole lot. We did see some shower and thunderstorm activity earlier this afternoon, but that has since pushed off to the east. Delving in a little closer to home, we're just seeing some partly cloudy skies this evening. Those clouds will start to clear out as we go throughout your overnight hours, and by the time you wake up on Friday morning, lots and lots of sunshine is to be expected, and that will be the trend as we go throughout your day on Friday. So make sure you get outside and do something outdoors, and we will see lots and lots of sunshine for your Saturday as well, and that is going to be much needed as we head head into this weekend. So if you're going to the baseball regionals this weekend, Mississippi State will play Southern University, and the first pitch is set for 12 o'clock tomorrow. Temperatures will be in the upper 80s, warming up to the upper 80s by the time the game is over. Lots and lots of sunshine is to be expected. Make sure you have your sunscreen on hand. Bring a hat, sunglasses, because you will need it for that game. But if you're headed up to Oxford for the Ole Miss game, they'll be taking on Jacksonville State. Their first pitch is set for 7 o'clock on Friday. Temperatures will be in the upper 80s when the game starts, and then they will drop down to the low 70s by the time the game is over. So it'll be a really comfortable evening to enjoy some baseball. So we'll stay dry and clear for your weekend. We do start to see a cold front start to push in on Sunday. This is the greatest chance to see a stray shower or storm on Sunday, but for the most part, most of us will stay dry, and then we will move those rain chances right back out for your Monday, and we will see lots more sunshine in store for us. So area-wide, temperatures will top out in the mid to upper 80s. 86 is expected in Aberdeen, 87 in Tupelo, 85 in New Albany. Maybe a little warmer for our southern counties, looking at 89 in Philadelphia, 88 in Louisville, 87 in Ackerman, and then for much of the same for West Alabama. We're looking at 87 in Vernon and 86 in Soligent. So lots of sunshine is to be expected. Clear skies are in store for us over the next several days. So we'll be dry for your Friday and Saturday. Temperatures will be in the upper 80s with lows in the low to mid 60s. We will see a stray shower or two on Sunday. Temperatures will make it into the 90s, and we will stay in the 90s for the remainder of the next work week.
Well, you may want to check your Google Maps. If you want to get to Omaha, you've got to go through Mississippi. Courtney fills us in later in sports. Welcome back. When most of us hear the word dementia, the first thing that comes to mind is Alzheimer's. But in tonight's Health Talk with Baptist, we learn about another common form of the disease.
Hello, I'm Dr. Ashley Harris, geriatrician and chief medical officer at Baptist Memorial Hospital, Golden Triangle. Tonight we will discuss the second most common form of progressive dementia, Lewy body dementia. Lewy body dementia is the second most common type of progressive dementia after Alzheimer's disease. Protein deposits called Lewy bodies develop in nerve cells in the brain regions involved in thinking, memory, and motor control. Lewy body dementia causes a progressive decline in mental abilities. Unlike Alzheimer's disease, patients with Lewy body dementia may experience visual hallucinations and changes in alertness and attention early in the disease. These hallucinations may include seeing shapes, animals, or people that are not there. Sound, smell, or touch hallucinations can occur as well. Other effects include Parkinson's disease-like signs and symptoms, such as rigid muscles, slow movement, and tremors. This often results in patients walking with an altered, shuffling gait. Additionally, patients may have rapid eye movement or REM sleep disorder, which may cause them to physically act out their dreams. A number of conditions, including some that are treatable, can result in memory loss or other dementia symptoms. If you are concerned about your memory or other thinking skills, talk to your doctor for a thorough assessment and diagnosis. Join us next time for Health Talk with Baptist.
Mail your topic suggestions to healthtalk@wcbi.com. Health Talk has been brought to you by Baptist Memorial Hospital, Golden Triangle.
The road to Omaha officially begins in the Magnolia State on Friday. We'll have more information on the Oxford and Starkville regionals coming up next in sports.
Sports coverage of the NCAA Baseball Regionals is brought to you in part by Columbus Orthopedic Clinic and Outpatient Center. Bank First, a better way to bank. And visit Columbus, the city that has it all.
The journey to return to the College World Series beginning for Mississippi State, and the Diamond Dogs have some unfinished business from last season. WCBI Sports' Tom Ebel reports from Starkville with more.
Mississippi State's road to Omaha begins in Starkville for the first time since 2016. And one of the postseason's most experienced squad looks to defend home turf. Head coach Chris Lemonis said the team talked on Thursday about what experience means for the postseason, and this group of Diamond Dogs enjoys the journey ahead.
Usually in any postseason run, you fall behind. You know, there's games that you have to fight back, and you can't lose, lose your cool, I guess you could say, in those moments. And that group in there laughed because they really had to fight back last year.
For the players, it's time to lock in.
You come to Mississippi State for the big stage, for postseason baseball. You don't come here to not make it to Hoover, to play in Hoover and be done. You come here to play postseason baseball and for that chance to get to Omaha.
The postseason is the real season. It's the biggest part of the year. I feel like proving yourself really can't be truly done until you do something in the postseason.
As for the rest of the Starkville Regional, each team knows they're in the tournament for a reason.
I don't recall any NCAA tournament I ever walked away from saying, geez, that team wasn't very good. I don't care if you're a 4-seed or a 1-seed, and some are better than others, I get it. But either you had a great season, if you're in this position right now, or you're very, very hot.
You can play spoiler because nobody's expecting you to do more than that. People are starting to take notice of what we're doing, but at the end of the day, we're still the underdog. So they're going to carry that with them always and hopefully put us in a position to go out and do something that's not been done before.
We don't quite have the same stadium in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. We've got a really nice setup, but when we won our conference championship in the regular season, the place was packed with 500 or 600 people, which was an awesome environment, but I've been told they should draw maybe a few more than that out here. We're going to move from soaking up atmosphere to trying to enjoy it and win some ball games and finding that balance.
The Bulldogs will open the NCAA tournament with freshman phenom JT Ginn on the mound Friday against Southern. And as for Elijah McNamee, head coach Chris Lemonis saying Mac's progress was better than expected. They're just not sure as to what capacity Mac will play possibly Friday or this weekend, whether it'll be DH or right field. Reporting inside Dudy Noble Field, Tom Ebel for WCBI Sports.
Well, let's head up north to Oxford. The Rebels getting in on some batting practice action in preparation for round 1 against Jacksonville State. As much as fans may not want to remember the loss to Tennessee Tech last season, it's hard to talk about Ole Miss without addressing the disappointing outcome from that Oxford Regional in 2018. The Rebels right now are riding some good energy heading into the Regional. Until Sunday, the idea of Ole Miss hosting was unexpected, but after the team's run in the SEC tournament, the Rebels put themselves back into the Omaha conversation. WCBI Sports' Chris Bolton reports from Oxford with more on the Regional at Swayze Field.
Courtney, we're one day away from regional play starting here in Oxford. Now, Ole Miss a couple weeks ago, it didn't seem likely they'll be hosting a regional, but here we are after a great SEC tournament run. Now, last season, the Rebs won the SEC tournament and hosted, but weren't able to make it to a super regional. But this year, Coach Mike Bianco says he feels this team is set on creating their own path this postseason.
There are a lot of new guys that weren't here during that, and this is a new team. I think this is a team that's trying to make their own, their own path, and so. But I'm sure there's some of those guys in the dugout, in our dugout, that'll use that as motivation. And that's great. If that's going to help them, that's awesome.
It's definitely been the goal, but we definitely want to make it to Omaha, and it's going to start with me tomorrow, and moving on towards next week too. If I can get the win on the first day of the series, then it'd be good to get us going towards Omaha.
As you just heard, Will Etheridge is getting a nod tomorrow in Game 1 for the Rebs. And in other news, Coach Mike Bianco says that Tyler Keenan is doing very good as he looked great today in batting practice. So we'll see if we see him play tomorrow. But for now, reporting in Oxford, Chris Bolton, WCBI Sports.
That's it for sports. We have more coming up for you after the break. Stay with us.
It looks like Starkville voters are in favor of improving sports offerings in the city. Unofficial numbers show that they've approved a 1% restaurant and hotel tax by a margin of roughly 74%. A 60% margin was needed for the vote to pass.
Well, lots of sunshine is expected for this weekend with temperatures in the upper 80s. Great weekend to head out to those baseball regionals. Are you going to any games?
I won't be at any games. I'll watch them from my couch, and I'm pretty sure it'll probably be much cooler there, hon.
It will be cool. You are right.
So for those in attendance, bring any fans, sunglasses. What should they bring?
Yes, sunglasses, hats, like everything under the sun, basically make a fit and make sure you have a fan because it's going to be a hot one.
So the sun going to be just leaning down on everybody out there?
Yes, exactly.
Got to come prepared. Thank you for tuning in with us. We hope you have a good night, everyone.